Ron, welcome back. Thank you for the signal. You know, it's a pleasure to be hosting the show, of course. This is Argus Hamilton's Comedy Store tonight. Before I introduce our terrific first guest, we have a segment that I haven't seen yet that we always start this panel segment with. Let's find out what they're doing to me tonight. Here we go. I've never seen this. Hello, everyone. Remember last week when I said the thing that made me read was a far cry from reading the prayers of the people on Sunday? I do that. So my name is Angel Fist Sizzlebox, and this is the prayers of the people. Gloria Horia needs a new fart box. Hers is worn out. We pray you, Lord, do something about that. Howie Maui says the price of stank, kind bud, is too high. Dear Lord, please drop that prices. Jajumi Fishibish says his wife, Jane is sick, like these beats. Do sick-ass Mester level beatbox impressions. Glory to the Zulu Nation says he needs a new car to get to work. Nothing fancy, a Buick would be fine. And lastly, on a personal note, please, Lord, make me the next drummer for Grand Funk Railroad. Life's a party, drink Bacardi, mix Master Jesus. Amen. You know, not a proud moment for an Episcopalian. It is such a relief for me to get this show going now by introducing our fantastic first guest. She, let me just read some credits here. She was rated by Variety, the Bible of Show Business, Variety magazine, as one of the top 10 comics to watch in the year 2019. And you can see her on her Amazon original series called Upload. Zainab Johnson, ladies and gentlemen. Zainab or Zainab?
Zainab.
Zainab. Nice to meet you, Zainab.
Nice to meet you. You got it right.
That's right.
A lot of people don't get it right.
Is Zainab a particular type of name?
Yeah, it's an Islamic name.
Oh, it is?
It's an Arabic name.
It is?
Yeah.
Wow. So.
Yeah, Zainab was the prophet's wife. She was the prophet's daughter. She's a very powerful woman in the Islamic religion.
Wonderful. I'm glad we had no jokes on that. I guess they were behaving this week, you know. Well, anyway, let's see now. I wanted to ask you something about, about your experiences on Last Comic Standing. I always like to ask comics what that was like.
I mean, it was good for me because I was maybe like 3 years into comedy when I was on Last Comic Standing, and I had a shaved head at the time.
Whoa.
So, yeah.
There's a miracle grow there.
I was completely bald by choice.
Yeah.
And so I stood out, and I just feel like that at that point in my career, it really helped me. Like, I feel like it really elevated me. And then the producers were Wanda Sykes and Paige Hurwitz. They were great. I was in a company of like 20-year veterans, and the whole time I was like, I don't know why I'm here. I'm not going to make it. And then I made it further and further, and I was like, all right.
Oh, wow.
This is a career.
Yeah. Well, how far did you get along in the
I was a
competition?
semifinalist.
Wonderful.
So before they let go of the top 10 people, they let me go right before they kept the top 10 people.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And,
I know semifinalist sounds like I was like second, right? No, not at all.
Is that filmed at NBC? Or?
It was filmed at different theaters around LA, like really big theaters actually. Like I remember our first night was taped at the Montalban Theater in Hollywood, and then the other one might have been taped on the NBC lot, on the Universal lot.
And were they good crowds?
They were great crowds.
Yeah.
I mean, they were TV crowds. They got paid. They better be great. I mean, that's a shame for you to be somewhere and they paying you to laugh and you like, just do your job, please.
Well, did you, let's see, do people still recognize you now that you have hair? I mean, from the show.
Yeah, yes. I find that when I am like on the road headlining, I'll have somebody, like I'll get 40 minutes into my set and I'll reference like, oh, when I had a shaved head, blah, blah, blah. And I'll hear an audible,
That's
in the
her, yeah.
audience. Like, I knew you. It's like, did you just come to see a random person and you were playing a guessing game for 40 minutes? Where do I know her from? But yeah, I mean, I think I was afraid to grow my hair back because, like I said, Last Comic Standing made me recognize, like, not only do I think I had good jokes, but the shaved head made, people thought I won just because they couldn't remember any, like, you remember a tall black woman with, beautiful black woman with a shaved head.
Oh, yeah. It's not fair being funny and beautiful. Come on.
People get uncomfortable with that in comedy. You see how the audience was like, is this okay? Do we laugh at this? it's uncomfortable. But anyway, that's memorable. So a lot of people were like, you won, right? And I was like, not even close. But thank you. You know, and I was scared to like grow it back. But then, you know, at some point you realize like your material has to go further than what you look like.
Right. Yeah, as long as you're listening to what you're saying, they'll listen to what you're saying.
Yeah.
A lot of it's concentration.
I think it was a crutch too because it's really easy to make jokes about having a shaved head.
No.
You know, like
Right.
it's really easy to like I was able to make jokes about being like mistaken for like a boy. It was just a lot of easy jokes there, and now I can't rely on that thing that might be strange for people.
Yeah. What do you open with? What do you rely on for an open shock to get the crowd on your side?
What am I walking out with? Oh, like recently, I guess for the past week, my opening line has been, can we stop racism?
That gets a laugh in L.A.
It doesn't. It actually doesn't get a laugh. It gets like a clap. Like, yeah, that seems like a reasonable request, right?
Is it a slow clap or an
it's like,
enthusiastic clap?
No, it's like a slow clap. Like, yeah, who's not thought of this yet, right? And then I make it about me. Like, I don't want to be selfish, but it would be really good for me if we could just stop racism. And then I'd say why, and they're really trivial reasons. Like I want racism to stop so I could start being openly like honest about black shit that I hate. You know, like
Well, for instance.
I want the freedom to say like, no, I don't like that black show, but with racism I gotta be like, yes, you the best. You know? Like so,
Well, that Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, he's so hip.
I love Fresh Prince, so don't do Fresh Prince like that. Okay.
Something you like.
Will Smith can do no wrong in my eyes.
Well, you're doing a web series called, is it Avant-Garde?
Avant-Garde. So we already did it. It was 6 episodes, and it was about, it was an angel seeing, a guardian angel seeing a like superior angel psychiatrist. So like, you know, I was basically like the psychiatrist, and I was seeing this new guardian angel, and she needed help being like protecting her human.
Right.
And so that sounds interesting, right? Watch it. It is online. It's available right now. Yeah, and it was really fun to do, and it's like aesthetically like really beautiful. If anybody is watching this thinking that I'm even remotely attractive, when you watch Avant-Gardians, you are going to be like, oh shit. And I can't take any credit for it. I'm talking about they put glitter on my face and it is elaborate. I can't take any credit for it.
I thought you were going to say my parents deserve all the credit.
No.
They're the ones that made you
Even
beautiful.
my mama can't take credit for it. I mean, the makeup and hair people, and the wardrobe people, they really went to work on us. Yeah.
Well,
but it was fun.
Well, now you went to Melbourne for a comedy festival.
Yeah, for the Melbourne Comedy Festival. That's probably the most fun festival I
Did you worry about your material translating to Down Under?
No.
Going over Down Under?
No, I mean, it's so many white people. They just so happy.
Well, but they're descendant of convicts. Come on, they got it loose, you know.
I mean, they're so white. Just the novelty of seeing a non-white person talk about non-white shit.
Yeah.
They're on like I don't even think they know it, like like they're just laughing. Like I think that they genuinely found me funny, but they're also like, whatever this is, I am on board. You know, it was a great experience.
Enough of beer and Australian rules football jokes. We get to something new.
And I did the headliner show, which is it's the Americans headliner show. So they know they're coming to see 4 different Americans do material about whatever we want to do it about.
Yeah.
So they know what they're coming to see, and ooh, did I talk about racism? But I didn't do like Trump jokes and stuff like that. I tend to be a comedian wherever I go. I like to be who I am. Like, it's not about me appeasing you. It's about you watching me and getting like the Zainab experience. You get what I'm saying? So I try
You're
not
sharing
to,
your power.
Yeah, I try not to change too much. It's like, no, for this 15 minutes or an hour, you're like in my world. So
That's what you did in Australia.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a unique relationship with Australia.
Do we?
Australia started out as a prison colony.
Yes, I know
while
that.
America has evolved into one. But tell me what you're talking about on stage right now. You're going to the Improv later tonight.
I'm going to the Improv later tonight. If anybody is watching this that's in Connecticut, I'm headlining the Connecticut Funny Bone this weekend, which is Labor Day weekend, Friday through Sunday. I'm there, 5 shows. I'm talking about a couple of different things. I'm really like trying to build a really good hour.
Right.
You know, like
you get on Netflix.
I mean, I think I think this comedy is saturated. Stand-up comedy, I think there's so much out there, and I think that it's a little bit hard to stand out. You got to do something crazy, you know, like, oh, this special was shot in a desert in front of one person. You know? It's like, that
Not a bad idea.
I mean, but that should never be the thing that gets you to a comedy
I'm working
special.
Palm Springs this weekend.
You know, yeah. But like I watched Dave Chappelle's special just came out yesterday or today or something, and I watched that, Sticks and Stones, and I just was really inspired. And so if I could make something like that, then I guess that's just what I'm working.
You started out as a math teacher, right?
I went to college for math, and I taught math for a little while. I taught different subjects, but math also for a little while. And yeah, that's so long ago. I don't know why I had to physically like move it to the past.
Well, did you find like were you high school math or grade school? Or?
I wanted to do high school math, but my student teaching was done in a middle school, so I did kind of like middle school kids. But I do not talk math at all on stage.
I just wondered how tough the crowds were when they were 13 and 14.
Kids. I was in a charter school.
Yeah. And
so those kids, they have those parents that are like, I can't afford private education, so I'm gonna do anything I can to make sure my kid gets a good. And so I had kind of like bright kids that were ambitious and capable, so I had no problem. But what I loved about teaching like middle schoolers, they had no concept of age. Like I was 22 years old in a classroom, and they would be like, Miss Johnson, are you 16?
Wow, that's nice.
And I would be like, I can't be 16. I had to graduate college to be here. And they would be like, 17? I'm like...
Charter school, huh? Give it up for Zainab Johnson, ladies and gentlemen. Wonderful. You were fantastic.
Thank you.
Fantastic.
Thank you so much for having me.
And we'll be right back after this. Argus Hamilton Comedy Store tonight returns with our great